So I'm not at the plot today. Unfortunately, it's freezing cold. It's not actually raining right now, but it has been raining a lot, and I've not been at the plot this week, so I didn't have anything to show you. And I thought, this is going to happen. I'm just going to put this... I made myself a nice cup of tea to do this video with, but it's actually just really hot because it's just come out of the kettle. Yeah, I thought this was going to happen quite a lot. There would be several weeks, I would imagine, over the winter where I'm not going to be able to film because it's too cold. And I know there's so many of us that do allotment videos on YouTube, and we must all be in the same situation. So I thought I would have a go at starting a tag video. So it's 10 questions about being an allotment gardener. I'm going to answer them today, and then at the end of the video I'll tag some people who, if they would like, can also answer the questions, and they can tag some more people, and then it will spread everywhere and we'll learn a little bit more about each other and why we've got our allotments. So that's what I'm going to do today instead of going down to the plot, so I hope you don't mind. I've had my allotment for 15 months, so just over a year now. We only had to wait 3 or 4 months for our plot to become available, which was really fortunate. I know some people have to wait a long time, but I was anticipating it taking longer than that. So when we got the call, I was really excited, but I didn't really know where to start, because I just thought I would put my name down and it will be a couple of years, a plot will become available, and that would be great. So I hadn't thought at all about what we were going to do when we got the plot. I've learned such a lot from other YouTubers who do gardening videos. I'm subscribed to a lot of people that put up gardening videos, and it's really nice to have them coming out as it happens. So each week you know what other people are doing, you can kind of compare that then to your garden. But my mum has always been a big gardener, and it's funny because when I was little I had absolutely no interest at all. We used to go to garden centres all the time, and Mum would spend all of her free time in the garden, and she grew a lot of fruit and vegetables. She's got a really big garden, and it really has only been the last few years since I've really been looking at where my food comes from, and it all just led back to the garden, you know, and growing my own. And that's really what got me interested, was the traceability of my food and knowing exactly what has happened to it. And then suddenly I understood what my mum had been enjoying and talking about my whole life, and she's got a wealth of information, so I'm often on the phone to her asking her for help and advice, and I get it now. I get what she's been talking about all this time, and I appreciate so much more her garden and all the time and effort that she puts into it, and why she does that, which as a child I never understood. Even as a young adult I just didn't get it. I definitely do now, and I've really got the gardening bug. The reason that I actually asked this question is because I haven't got that much in the allotment at the moment. I want to keep it producing over the winter, but I've only got garlic and onions in there right now, so I wanted to find out what other people's responses were. Definitely the fruit bushes. We had so much fruit this year. I was really proud of the sweet corn as well, although we think it was squirrels that got it at the end, but just to grow it from that tiny little kernel into those big plants and have such really sweet corn, that was probably one of my favourite things that we grew this year. I don't have lots of years of experience to draw back on, so they're also my favourite ever. There were quite a few things this year that I planted seeds for which just never really germinated. So the peppers and the tomatoes, we had to go back and buy seedlings of those. There were other things as well that just never happened. There was aubergine and cauliflower that just came to nothing. So they weren't like a major disaster, but they just didn't happen at all. Because we've really just had this 1 year of gardening experience, I don't think there's any varieties you know, that I will definitely stick with. I still want to experiment a bit more, but again, this was one of those questions that I wanted to find out what other people have as like old faithfuls, varieties that never fail them and are always pretty good, so I could copy them basically. So that's why I threw this question in. I'm going to be putting in an asparagus bed next year. And I'm also really wanting to do sweet potatoes. I think I mentioned like last year I wanted to do sweet potatoes as well, but I'm just going to go for it because that's something that we buy quite frequently, so it makes sense for that to be something that we grow. And I would also quite like to get a fig tree. I'm not sure where that would go yet, but that's something that I've definitely been considering for next year. There's a reason I'm filming this video in the kitchen. The cupboards above me are filled with jars of preserves, mainly jam, and Trevor has also done blackcurrant wine this year. Also in the freezer I've got lots of the beans. I didn't blanch them, just sliced them up and put them straight in the freezer. So that's how we've been preserving things. I'm really looking forward to having the onions because I think onion chutney makes such a good base for so many dishes. So next year I want to get lots of onions, and I'd also like to dry more of my herbs. I really want to grow more herbs at home next year, and I want to dry lots of them. And you can actually get little tea bags and you can fill them yourself with your dried herbs. So I've been drinking a lot of peppermint tea recently, and next year I would like to do my own peppermint tea. So I'm going to be drying out lots of mint as well. So I haven't done that this year, but drying is also a good way of preserving things. Nothing makes me feel more proud and accomplished than coming home with an armful of veg from the plot and making a meal just using that produce. I've tried really hard to look for really good vegetarian recipes this year, so all the vegetables from the plot are like the stars of the dish. They're really being highlighted and showcased like as best they can be, because I've spent such a long time growing them. I want them to be the star of the table. This year I've really enjoyed the spaghetti squash, and I did do that in a video. I think it was one of my what I ate videos, where I put it with a sauce and I used it instead of pasta. It was a tomato-y sauce. Now this year our tomatoes from the plot weren't great, so it wasn't my tomato sauce, but next year it definitely will be. I've already started saving the glass jars that I'm going to put my tomato sauce in next year. I've written all of these questions below, so they're just in the little comment box bit. You can leave your answers in the comments if you'd like, or if you want to do a video, that would be great because I would love to see your responses. If you do a video, you can leave the link in the comments as well, and then we can all go and watch them. There are a couple of people that I would like to tag to do it, and the first one is Nora from Nora and Brian's Allotment. Because Nora, we've seen your face now. Congratulations on getting your 1,000 subscribers, and yeah, now we've seen your face, you can sit down and do the video as well. Also Patrick from Patrick's Allotment and Terry King, thank you for always commenting on the videos. I always look forward to your responses, and I'm picking up lots of tips from both of you, so that's really good. The other person that I want to tag, and I feel really bad because I only know your channel name, is Allotment, and if you could leave your name as well, that would be really good. It seems really rude just saying Allotment, but yeah, I really like watching your videos and seeing what you've been up to, and I appreciate I appreciate everybody's comments, but Allotment, oh, sorry, I don't know your name, comments a lot, so I wanted to tag him as well. And that's everything for this week. Thanks for watching, guys, and you'll know when we've had bad weather in the UK. Allotment is like space when people start putting these videos up as filler, but hopefully there'll be some interesting responses. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.